Hey traders, Raghi here, and in this recap video I'm going to take you through how I like to look at the close and then set up the Asian session. So we're going to take a look at the NASDAQ here, and I'm going to take you through the setups for the day, and these are from today. So we're going to walk through the lines and levels that we set up every day, and there's a mechanic to this. There's not that much subjectivity because what we're doing is for the first 1 hour. So basically from 9:30 to 10:30, I'm trading what I call the clearing. It's not what I call it, it's the clearing range, but I call it the clearing range psychology. Okay, so I'm trading that clearing range psychology from 9:30 to 10:30, and this is all New York time. This is all Eastern. After 10:30, I'm going to rely on my market trends. That means, think the wave, think the grab candles, etc. Think propulsion, all that good stuff. And then I'm going to leave the market alone between 11:30 and 1:30, which is to say that I want to avoid the lunchtime doldrums, right? Everyone's out to lunch and it's the lunchtime doldrums. So I will manage open trades that we took earlier in the day, but I will not execute new ones. And then comes the latter part of the day, right? So we start our afternoon chat at 3:15. So from about 3 to 4, really 3 to about 3:40. And then you have another psychology that lasts about 20 minutes of the day into 4. And then you have another psychology that takes you from 4 to 4:15 when this market takes its 15-minute break until 4:30. Okay. Now what I'm talking about is what do you do from about 4 to 4:30? Because a lot of people want to trade the close, and I'll tell you what, trading the open is really, quite frankly, a whole lot easier, and for me, a whole lot more fun because you could take advantage of the trend for the day. So think about what I'm doing again, walking you through from 4 to 4:15 into 4:30. I'm taking advantage of the next day's trend. I'm taking advantage of the Asian session. So the idea that I'm setting up the latter part of the day, what most people in the US would consider the close, to me, it's almost preparing for the next day and sort of the open, the clearing range psychology. So what I'll do is I'll look for clearing range highs and lows, and then I will go ahead and play the breakout of those highs and lows under certain criteria. The main one being that the clearing range price movement cannot exceed the hourly price movement, which is something we use the auto chartist volatility analysis for. We do this in the morning in the chat room. And then we go ahead and play the breakout. The remainder of the day, so the breakout would happen right about here. Okay? So the remainder of the day, we look for opportunities to trend follow. And that's really it. So, from here, from 11:30 to 1:30, unfortunately, we had a number of entries. But, as a rule, I will not take these. So if you do, just remember, those are more aggressive. But after 1:30, we start getting these propulsion dots. You see that? So that opens up trades like this one and this one into the close, where we started to develop a range. And this is what we're dealing with now. So let's fast forward to the now and what I'll be looking for into the Asian session, preparing for that next day, if you will. The 45.5 level was actually what was resistance up in here. It's 45.5, and the Darvas level, the Darvas high, identified that really easily. And the low, you can't see behind my scribbles here, but it's 63.3775. If we can keep support here, let's just keep the trend going. And I would favor this buy, but if we go below 37, that'll be a wave reversal short going into the Asian session. And that's the way that I like to manage what is the psychology that we'll get the last, I'd say 30 to 60 minutes of the day and set up the Asian session. Just like I'm looking at about the first 30 to 60 minutes of the morning and setting up the US session. Okay, so we could get a pretty good look at a rollover here if the market breaks 37, or I'll look for continuation if we bounce off that Darvas low. And there you have it. This is a breakdown of today's NQ. We'll look into tonight's Asian session. All right, I'll see you in the next update.